Today is the final day of the rapidly reduced stress, and what I would really like to do is to give you some very important information about the kinds of problems that are lying in wait for the unaware in all kinds of relationships because of the kinds of interactions we were exposed to within the families we grew up in. This is a remarkably simple activity that you can implement immediately that has the power to positively transform all of your interactions and is completely free. It is the difference between chaos and bliss, and believe it or not, it is only 2 seconds. 2 seconds is the time difference between reaction and response. When you react immediately, you run the risk of making assumptions and taking things personally, which can lead to a repeat run of past traumas. If you take a 2-second pause, it is generally sufficient time for response to kick in. Response is the progressive, evolutionary route that leads to greater understanding and harmony. There is almost always a misunderstanding of intention when you feel that you have been deliberately offended, particularly by someone who is close to you. It always helps to take a long, slow, deep breath and then ask calmly for clarity. It is never the best assumption to assume that offence was intended and then to react accordingly, as that is guaranteed to lead to an argument which will, unfortunately, give you the proof that offence was the intention. Whereas, if you hadn't reacted, then it would have given you the proof that offence was not the intention. So you see, it is much better to learn how to respond rather than react in any and every situation. I'm going to give you some very straightforward and easy to recognize signs that will give you the indication that a reaction is about to happen. You see, you will find that there is a tightening in your solar plexus. The solar plexus is around about your belly button area, and you may very well find that that is an area which is generally always tense. I'm going to give you some exercises which will enable you to release the tension in that area, and then you will feel the sense of relief that comes when that is released. Try approaching any situation that causes a tightening within your solar plexus as a signal that you may have misunderstood, and rather than habitually reacting, use that transformational 2 seconds to respond instead. A miraculous improvement in relationships will evolve through response. There is a very simple exercise that you can use to train yourself so as to be more able to respond than react. It is far better for you to practice it before you need to use it so as to diffuse a reactive interaction. Response training is deceptively simple but remarkably effective. So, whenever you feel the rising of anxiety or panic or fear or anger or frustration or confusion or any of the other aspects of the human condition, do this. Place your hands on your body just below the ribs and above the navel. Breathe in to a count of 4, making sure that your hands are visibly moving outwards when you do that. Now the reason for this is this ensures that you are breathing deeply from your diaphragm rather than the shallow breath which accompanies panic. Then you breathe out to the count of 4 and watch your hands move back in. Continue to breathe in this way and watch your hands rise and fall until you feel calmer. This is remarkably easy to do, and it's free, and it really helps to focus you on the breathing rather than the problem. You should find that your reactions become responsive in relatively little time if you determine that every time you feel the tightening of the solar plexus, you take a couple of minutes to breathe into your hands. This ensures that you are breathing deeply rather than the shallow breath that accompanies chaos and reaction. And it has the added advantage of not looking strange, so that you can do it absolutely anywhere. I know that it is challenging to make changes to what you have become habituated in doing. However, experience is the best convincer you have. Therefore, please try this exercise. It will reduce your stress levels on so many points, because of course every time there is conflict in any situation, whether that is with somebody that you are in a personal, deep relationship with, or whether it is a workmate or somebody in a queue in front of you that's taking too long, there are so many different situations where a tightness in your solar plexus will indicate that your levels of stress are higher than they could be. And if you use the response training, which is breathing into your belly to a count of 4, nice and slowly, you can hold it for a second or two at the top and then release it to a count of 4, and then keep on doing this until you feel the tension dissolving. Nothing will be quite as stressful from this point onwards. You may listen to all of the sessions again, because each and every time you listen to them, you will hear something different, you will hear something new, and it'll make more sense to you. I really hope that you have enjoyed rapidly reducing your stress levels, and as I say, repeat any of the sections as often as you can. I have thoroughly enjoyed being here to be of service to you, and I would love to have some feedback as to if you feel that this has been of value to you. Please recommend it to others who you feel would benefit from listening to the recordings. And if you would like to connect with me, then my email address is purpleann57@yahoo.co.uk, and you will find that on the screen now. Thank you for allowing me to be of service to you. Love and light. Bye-bye.